The moment is almost here. We're about 2 days away from unlocking the most hyped up Conquest character since Bane and Darkseid Vision Ray. The Stranger is about to be in all of our rosters. It's extremely imminent. I have never been this excited for a character. His kit looks next levels bananas, broken, bonkers, you name it. He's going to be bringing Star Killers to a new level of power that we have never seen before. This guy is going to impact the meta for sure in Grand Arena and all game modes. I cannot wait to get my hands on him and test him. We got to talk about everything today, including modding, team comp, Omicron priority and order. All going to be discussed for you today in this video. So come check it out, guys. It's going to be sick. I cannot wait for this character. Let's get to it. What's up, Knights of X? I hope you guys are as excited as I am, because I don't know if you could tell from the beginning of this video, I can't wait to get my hands on the Stranger, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. He is super cool in terms of lore, kit, you name it. He just looks like an absolute badass. I mean, come on. His abilities, his Sith presence in the Acolyte, not the most exciting show by any means, but he is by far the carrying, whatever you call it, of the show. He carries it completely. He's a badass character. So, we're about to unlock him into our rosters. And if you guys don't know who I'm talking about or haven't seen it in game, the Stranger, Chimere, he is coming. Going to be unlocked on Monday. We are posting this 2 days prior to his unlock. And we're going to talk about everything like I mentioned earlier in the video. The team comps, the modding, and the Omicron priority. All very important factors. And at the end, I'm going to give you guys my personal recommendations for what I suggest you guys do and what I will be doing on day one for his unlock. So, this is it, guys. The Stranger. Awesome freaking character. Going to be a game breaker and game changer for Grand Arena. I have a full-on PowerPoint going over everything you need to know in terms of this character. So, I have gotten so many questions on Discord, comment section about this guy's modding, and it's quite complicated because it's a little bit different than what you're going to think. You look at him and you're thinking, oh my god, this is going to be a crazy offensive powerhouse damage dealer, and he very well may be, but we cannot oversight certain things in his kit. So, with me analyzing his kit and determining what I think is going to be the best mods for him, I have determined, while we go to the next slide, that the modding that I would recommend to you guys and what I'll be doing on day one is going to be a speed set with health secondaries in terms of a stat. And I'm going to explain why. Later on in the video, you're going to see there are certain aspects in the Stranger's kit that does damage based off his max health. True damage based off his max health. So, and if you look at some of his offensive stats, it's not the craziest, highest scaling that you may think. You still want to get his offense at a certain point and pretty high, but nowhere near levels of like other characters where it's got to be over like 10k or 12k. Not necessary for this character. I think the way to go is going to be as much max health as possible while also having offensive secondary. So as you're going to see here, the arrow, speed. First and foremost, this guy's going to be lightning fast no matter what. He gains a tremendous amount of speed on his basic ability. He's ramping up his speed to crazy amounts. So he's going to be fast. The faster you go, the more instant kills you're going to get. So keep that in mind. But regardless of the instant kills or not, his abilities are pretty important. So if you already have a very fast Stranger that's going out first, he's going to be doing irresistible stuns, mass swarms, massive boost to your team. He is amazing regardless of instant kills or not. But I do think that he doesn't need to be the primary damage dealer on the team. I still think he's going to do a lot of damage, but you still have Star Killer, and he is a huge damage dealer as well. You're also getting amplified stats from Star Killer, which is going to be increasing your max health and speed. So he's going to be getting like 70 plus speed on top of what we're showing now. I'm recommending for you guys, try to get to the 330 mark. If you can go past 330, good for you. That's amazing. I am rocking a currently, I have to still play around with my mods, 338 speed. So I think a 330 speed or higher is going to be a good starting point for you for the Stranger. Base health, 100k at the minimum. His damage is very dependent on it. So if you can get his health above 100k, that's a great point for you. And anything higher than that, you're doing a really good job. Now, you're going to get a lot of questions. Why not a health on the triangle? If you look at his mastery, he has critical damage scaling. So if he is to crit, the extra critical damage on the triangle, I think, will outweigh the max health damage on the triangle. So if you guys don't have a crit damage triangle available, go ahead and run the max health primary. I'm going to be rocking, personally, a crit damage triangle because of the mastery in his kit and also those massive big hits that could come along with crit damage. I think it'll outweigh the max health. So that's kind of like my mentality. On the circle and the cross, those are going to be health, max health damage, or max health modding, the percent health. The secondaries on those, flat health, offense percentage, flat offense. That's what you want to go. So whatever stat you're seeing on the primary, get the opposite as a secondary stat. So on the square, that's always going to be an offense primary. Go for a health percentage in the secondary. Same goes for your diamond, health and offense percentage on the secondary stats. That's what I'm recommending. And try to get above 8K offense if you can. So it's going to require a lot of offense percentage in those secondaries. It might be a little bit hard to obtain, but I think if you're going for optimal modding for him, this is a very good start for the Stranger. I'm not going to see, we're going to have to play around and see. This is preliminary, but from what I have seen in terms of the testing from the beta testers and just his kit in general, I think this is going to be the way to go. So that is the modding. Next up, we're going to talk about some preliminary team comps. I'm giving you 5 different options to play around with because he's very versatile. There's a lot you can do with it. So on the next slide, we're going to talk about certain team comps. And I think the first one is going to be the one that doesn't break certain teams. So you got Stranger, Starkiller, always going to be a duo, no matter what. Visas doesn't currently have a home. That's really, her main purpose. So she could be very good here. Good with anti-Sith synergy, and she has a revive in her kit. Give some defense penetration up. That's nice to have. Barris is an extremely annoying healer with her anti-crit synergy. So if you get crit, she's going to heal your whole team. That's pretty nice. And then Maul. So Maul is no longer with Vader. There are the Maul-Dalorian teams, and you could slot him in with a Ufu team. But what better home for now than with the Stranger? Because you could be doing a ton of assist with your characters, and he deals true damage. And in case you're facing Kenobi, there's a chance of Maul increasing catch cooldowns to avoid the insta-kill on the Stranger. So I like that as a traditional, not stealing from too many comps team, but you could do some way more interesting stuff. If you go to number 2, we're bringing in OG Cal, which is going to be increasing the stats of the Ufus in terms of max health. Ezra, who's one of the best characters in this game, a very annoying Jedi support character that fills in attacker support, healer, tank, all of it. He is literally every single composition in this game, he is. Every title. Like, he's bananas broken. So you slot an Ezra in here. Can you imagine what this guy's going to do? And then Maul again for the increase. If you're feeling extra spicy and you want to break up your Balin team, I saw some really good footage with Balin as a 5th, as a dark side unaligned force user tank. I liked it. You get the resilient defense from Ezra, which gives him a pre-taunt, or a little bit of a taunt mechanic, and then Balin, very good as a tank for this team. 4th option, you could put in General Kenobi as another tank for him with Maul. All different kinds of options. And the last team on the bottom, I'm throwing in Malicos. I think Malicos could be really fun here. Doesn't have the full unaligned force user synergy, but still a beast of a character. So these are just different compositions to play around with pre-Spider-Legs Maul. I'll be trying around and playing around with all these different team comps, but giving you 5 different variations of what you can use. So that's my recommendation for you guys. Now, we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of the Omicrons, and my recommendation we're going to talk about later on. So the first one we got to talk about is his special ability, an Acolyte Kills the Dream. Very good ability. It reads, deal physical damage to target enemy, and the Stranger gets perfect defense for 1 turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. We've seen this in a Spectre team with Galactic Legend, Ahsoka Tano, and Hera Syndulla. The perfect defense makes them extremely tanky. You have no idea, and they're like immune to debuffs. It's a very good buff, one of the best in this game. Call all Darkside unaligned force user allies to assist. Gain 50% max health the first time this ability is used, and 5% max health each subsequent use for the rest of the battle. This ties in very well with the modding, so the extra max health you're getting from this ability and your modding is only going to increase his damage even more. You're going to see later on in the kit. Inflict all enemies with tenacity down for 2 turns, and all enemies with less than full health are exposed for 1 turn. Exposed is a percent max health damage effect. If you hit it, very good debuff. If there is only 1 enemy remaining, the Darkside unaligned force user acolytes instantly defeat target enemy on assist, which can't be evaded. Broken, absolutely insane. That's an insta-kill. If there's 1 enemy remaining, it is bananas, disgusting, broken. Now, the Omicron reads, if all enemies have fallen below 100% health at least once this encounter, the Stranger gets massively overpowered for 1 turn, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. If you guys aren't familiar with that, we have seen it in Conquest before. It's pretty much a giant, big, one-shot ability. It's disgusting. It's like, not exactly a one-shot, but it's a massive, massive blow to the enemy team. If this ability defeats an enemy, revive all Acolyte allies. Then all Acolyte allies recover full health and protection. So this is pretty much your banner recovery move in Grand Arena. Or if you're in a pinch and you're losing characters, no need to fear. This ability will bring them back. So you're going to get the huge buff and boost from Massively Overpowered. If you're able to get a kill off of it, you get your team back from being dead and the health and protection recovery for the banner. So this would be a great way to end the battle. So if you're going against the Grand Arena and you end the battle with this ability, the banners are on your side. So this is a very good Omicron. Next we got to talk about, and I'm going to be cut off a little bit here, so I'm going to hide my webcam for a little bit of the recording, but I'll read on as we go. This is his leadership. I want a pupil. All allies gain 50% accuracy. Screw you, Ezra. Whenever an enemy attacks out of turn, reduce the cooldown of was that its name by 2. 2 if the enemy was a Jedi. That's JML right there. At the start of the battle, if there are no Galactic Legend allies and the stranger has exactly 1 Jedi, 1 light side underlined force user, and 2 dark side underlined force users, all allies gain the Acolyte tag, and the following effects are active. Whenever an ally attacks out of turn, reduce the cooldown of an Acolyte kills by the dream by 1. Very good cooldown decrease. Whenever an ally has a buff dispelled, the enemy that dispelled it can't recover health or protection for 1 turn. Very strong. At the start of each turn, allies have a 100% critical chance while they have protection. Otherwise, they have 100% defense. So you're going to be guaranteed to get a crit if they don't have critical hit immunity, and you're going to be tankier if you're running low on protection. Whenever an ally is inflicted with a debuff, okay, this is where I'm going to hide my webcam. Whenever an ally is inflicted with a debuff, the stranger and light side allies gain 10% turn meter once per turn. Whenever light side ally is critically hit, dark side allies gain 10% turn meter once per turn. Whenever an ally dispels all debuffs on that ally when an ally assists, dispel all debuffs on the ally they are assisting. Very good. Nice little cleanse. Whenever an ally counterattacks, inflict the target enemy with defense down for 1 turn. So defense down is very good at mitigating some of that high armor damage. I like defense down a lot. Now, the Omicron is whenever an Acolyte ally counterattacks, inflict the target enemy with armor shred for the rest of the encounter instead once per turn. So, Starkiller has a ton of counterattacks. You hit him too many times, he's going to be inflicting your entire team with armor shred. Whenever an enemy is fractured, all enemies lose 100% turn meter, which can't be resisted. So, we don't know what this is yet. No one currently has this with the tags that are needed. Spiderlegs Maul will come very handy in here for that ability. He's going to have a guaranteed fracture. Whenever an Acolyte ally takes damage on consecutive turns, they gain a bonus turn. Whenever this bonus turn occurs, that ally can't gain another bonus turn this way until taking damage from an enemy on consecutive turns again. So, very good way to controlling bonus turns. I like that ability. Enemies deal 35% less damage when attacking an Acolyte from an assist. That right there is massive. So, anything to mitigate damage from assists is phenomenal. That makes the Omicron extremely important for a defensive, viable standpoint. You know how many teams in this game are called to assist? Jedi Master Kenobi, Jabba, JMK, Leia. There are so many teams that call your allies to assist. Having that reduced damage could save you in a pinch. 35% less damage is quite a bit. It's pretty significant, so I do like this leadership Omicron a lot. Now, moving on to the final Omicron, the unique ability, You Might Call Me Sith. This reads, the stranger has plus 35% offense. The first time each enemy damages the stranger, excluding summon units, he gains 100% turn meter. Whenever the stranger uses an ability, he deals bonus true damage to target enemy equal to 10% of his max health. That's extremely important if he has taken a turn before his enemies, which can't be evaded. This bonus damage value is reset on each enemy whenever they start their turn. Very important. Whenever the stranger uses a special ability, he calls himself to assist, gains Cortosis armor, which can't be copied or until for 1 turn or until is damaged by an enemy ability. While the stranger has Cortosis armor, he is immune to turn meter reduction. That is phenomenal. And it reads here what Cortosis armor does. If this character is damaged by an enemy ability while they have this effect, the enemy who damaged them loses all their protection and 25% speed for 1 turn. So, that's pretty good. I mean, losing all your protection is significant. That's pretty much you hit him, your protection's gone, and your speed is nullified by 25%. That's a very strong unique. The Omicron, Next level good. Whenever an enemy attacks the stranger from an assist, the stranger gets a bonus turn. At the start of the encounter, the stranger can't have his speed reduced below his base speed for the rest of the battle. The first time the stranger is reduced to 25% health, he equalizes his health and protection with the strongest enemy. So what this pretty much is Darth Revan's equalization, but not with your own team, with the enemy team. It's that ability on steroids. I freaking love it. This is extremely important. Very, very important. Whenever the stranger uses an ability, he deals bonus damage to target enemy equal to 10% of his max health. More max health stuff for each turn he has taken before his enemies stacking, which can't be evaded. This bonus damage value is reset on each enemy whenever they start their turn. The max health modding is where this comes in. It's pretty much the unique. It's so important. He has stuff on his base ability and even more on his Omicron ability. It's a ton of max health damage. So, those are all the Omicrons that I've read to you. They're very good. For anyone that's running very low on Zetas and they don't have a lot of Omicrons and you want to figure out which is the most important, in terms of Zeta order, I think the second special is the most important. Was that its name? It gives an irresistible stun. 2 stuns possible. That's pretty good. And if you look at the footage that I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, if you haven't checked it out, I'll link it in the description down below. But the Stranger's AI and defense starts with his second special, which is Was That Its Name? Having him use that ability first guarantees a stun on the weakest enemy, but also a stun on the primary target. So you can inflict stun on 2 enemies in 1 turn. I think that's extremely important for a defensive viable standpoint. So for that Zeta, I'm going to rank it first. Next is the leadership. The leadership is obviously extremely important. Regardless of the order of the Zetas, you should be applying all of them no matter what. Zetas are very important for all these characters, but if you happen to run low, this is the order you want to follow, and the unique is going to be in third. That's the Zeta order. Now, we're going to talk about the Omicron order. It's not necessarily the same as the Zetas because they're not all Omicron abilities. So, Vex's recommendation for Omicron order is going to be, I want a pupil, the leadership. I think that reduced damage from the assist is very important. Getting the tag in 3v3 makes him even, usable in that game mode. I think that is extremely important. The next one, the leadership is going to be an essential one. Regardless, essential. The second one, you might call me Sith, his unique. The extra damage from the max health, very important. The equalization if he's getting low. Those 2 are going to be Vex's essential. If you're running extremely low on Omicrons, you have 40. 1 and 2, without a doubt. No brainer, needs to be done. Essential for the character to function at maximum capacity. That is the most important. The third one, still very good. I'm going to be applying it. An Acolyte kills the dream. You get massively overpowered, a revive for your team if you get a kill, and health and protection recovery. It is super, super nice to have. So, again, is it as important and essential as the other 2? No. But in Grand Arena, when it comes down to banners, or if you want to be a stronger defensive team and he brings back his whole freaking team, and you have no anti-revive, that right there will cause a headache for you. It's a luxury in terms of banner recovery, but in my playstyle and my end of Kyber 1 in Grand Arena, efficiency matters. It's going to be extremely important. This is going to be my Omicron recommendation for the Stranger. And now, what I want to talk about for the last slide is going to be my personal recommendation for the character and what I will be doing on day 1 and what I would think you guys would be comfortable doing on day 1 as well. So, Vex's recommendation for the Stranger on day 1 in terms of where to bring him and the Omicrons and all of that and the Datacrons, I'm recommending bringing this guy to Relic 9 right away. You are not going to regret it. He gets extra boost from his Relic levels on his basic, more speed. The Relic 9 is very good. Relic 9's been in the game for a long time. He's an exciting character. He's going to be very good for Grand Arena. He's Relic 9 worthy. I promise you. All 3 Omicrons. If you have them locked up, you've been storing them, apply all 3. You will not regret it. This guy, I promise you, is going to be a top 5, arguably top 3 Conquest character in the game. And in terms of Datacron, an attacker Datacron with health, armor pen, and critical damage, mixed together are going to be very good for this guy. The synergy with max health, the armor pen from the physical damage, and the critical damage from his mastery gain. Very good. Also very good for Star Killer. That's going to be Vex's recommendation for the Stranger. Really had a great time recording this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned a couple things or two. Who's excited for the Stranger? Who's going to use him on day 1 in Grand Arena? And also, let me know, do you guys agree with my modding, my team comps, and all of the Omicron order? Let me know down below. I am super curious about what you guys think. Can't wait for this character. So, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I can't wait. I will catch you guys on Monday for some Stranger testing. So, leave a like, comment down below, sub to the channel for more content, and to support your boy Vex on the road to 20,000 subs at the end of this year. Let's see if we can do it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. May the force be with you all.